Hello, everyone. So, welcome, guys. Welcome to Narc Survival 101-101. It's your girl Erica here for my weekly check-in for everybody who is, a survivor of narcissistic abuse, domestic abuse, whether it be your romantic relationships or it be in your family dynamics. For anyone who's new, who's just now joining this live chat, I do weekly. And it's to, pretty much check in with everybody who's on their, each person on their journeys, to talk, answer questions if you have any, and just to do a mental health check-in with you guys. All right. A safe space for people who have gone through the motions. If you're new, stick around. You may hear some things that you may need to, may have some answers to some questions that you may have. And if you find it to be helpful for you, then, before leaving, be sure to hit the follow button. So that way you can be updated with all the new content that I put up. And of course, any kind of support that you would need with regards to your motion. Phoenix, have I just started as far as the content, the channel, or the live? And of course, for everybody who's already been to these live sessions, these past how long has it been? Well, a couple of months now. I decided to do these live sessions. For everybody who's not new to the channel, but has embraced me with their presence throughout my other lives. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Yes, honey, I just started. I was actually user 6410. I was going to ask a few questions, but before we get into that, first things first, guys, what I got to do, I got to give my disclaimers, okay? First disclaimer, I'm not a medical professional. I study psychology, but I am not a professional yet. I'm simply someone who's gone through the motions just like you have, okay? And I did my due diligence in doing my studies, my research, studying psychology, trying to help people get through the motions, and of course maneuver through the manipulative BS that most narcissistic people like to give you. So just so you know, if you are seeking mental health help, you're seeking therapy, please continue to do so. Continue doing what is necessary for you to help with your growth, your evolution, to help with your mental health. Okay, I'm simply here to be support for you guys. All right. Number two, I don't tolerate bullying, okay? Whether that be with anyone within the chat or myself, okay? I want to make this abundantly clear. I am not a social media, what is it? A social media, what is that called? A social influencer. Okay, that's what I was looking for. I'm not a social influencer. I'm simply someone who's trying to help people get through their emotions, get through their ordeals, and just trying to help guide them whatever way I can. That inherently means that I do not need to watch my mouth. So anybody who insists on coming into the chat and bullying anyone, okay, this is a safe space for people who have been victims and who are survivors of abuse. If I catch anyone bullying, my moderators hope that they get to you before I do. I don't have to watch my mouth. I don't have to watch what I say, and I will put you in your place. So just keep that in mind. And just understand, I got the mouth of a sailor. Let's just be that. Let that be known right now. Okay. Number three, guys, in support of narcissistic abuse awareness, domestic abuse awareness, please put up those purple hearts for those who are victims and survivors of abuse, for those who could not bring themselves to be able to speak, for those who felt voiceless. All right. You guys are giving voices to the voiceless. So please, please, please throw up those purple hearts for me. So it lets me know that you guys care. So guys, I first wanted to, I'm going to get to you guys. I see you guys commenting. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you so much for the hearts. My first question for you guys is, how long have you been no contact? Okay, whether it be a day, whether it be a week, whether it be a year. How long have you been no contact? And then I'm going to ask another question, but I want to see first. Um, can you put happy birthday to Hugh Janus? Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Happy birthday to your father. Please, please, please give him my love and tell him I said happy birthday. Nick Buford, you look like thank you. I get told that a lot. I get told that a lot. She's a beautiful woman too, so I thank you very much for that compliment. So let's see. Let's see how long we have for people who have been no contact. I got one for 23 years. Sad eyes. That's awesome, honey. That is awesome. We have Jackie Garcia for 1 year. Oh my gosh, it keeps going up so fast. I'm trying to let's see. Let's see. I want to make sure I don't forget anybody. To do Jackie Garcia. I remember you said 1 year. Let's see. We have Beth said so. 1 year and 5 months. Melinda, 3 hours ago. Keep going, sweetheart. Keep going. It's gonna be tough, but keep going, okay? Every minute counts, guys. Phoenix, we got you at 4 months. Geo, we got you at 2 months. Keep going, guys. Jilly, we got her at February. Keep going, keep going. Duncan, 2 years. User 6410, 1 month. Oh, wait. We got Edub, Edub P81, 2 years. Monica Lopez, almost 1 year. One Seagirl, 2 years. 2 years. This is awesome, guys. This is really, really awesome. I got 12 years from Rosa. Rosa, your name is kind of long. I butcher names too, guys, so please forgive me if I butcher your name. 187, 12 years. Marley left December 31st. Keep going. That's right. We got Giggle Zana. I hope I said your name right. I'm so sorry if I butcher your name, guys. 39, keep going. 13 years. 11 years. We got 1 year, 2 weeks with a restraining order. Stay on top of that. Definitely stay on top of that. Because, restraining orders in the law and following rules does not apply to narcissists. They do not apply to narcissistic people who feel entitled and think they could just get their way. So please stay on top of that. 11 years. It's going so fast, guys. I'm sorry. Been free for 3 years. We have Marga Garcia. That's awesome. November 13th, Roberto. November 13th, keep going. EJ5, 1 year, nice. 2.5 months and just reconnected. Amber, you know what? We slip, we fall, but we learn from it, okay? Because I'm gonna tell you guys something, and because I don't see victims here. I see no victims, okay? No victims. You're survivors. Remember that. And at the end of the day, I know it's hard, to resist, and I know it's hard to try to maintain no contact because you're in your addiction stages, or they pull at your heartstrings and stuff like that. But you gotta definitely try your hardest, please, because you gotta think about the damage they can cause if you do reconnect with them. Okay, forget all that nice shit that was going on in your relationship and all the so-called good times and the heavenly moments and all the sweet nothings, because that's exactly what it was. Okay, they were just whispering sweet nothings in your ear. So I want you to forget all of that and focus more on the negatives of it, because that was the reality of it. The reality of your relationships was that it was more toxic than it was portrayed, being portrayed to be better, being good for you, being beneficial. So keep on going. Raven Blair, 2 years. Thank God. Yes. Crazy fan, been out a year, but couldn't go no contact due to kids. That's understandable. Minimal contact though, never looking back. Keep going, sweetheart. And there is such thing, if you're co-parenting with a narcissistic person or narcissist, there is such thing as co-parenting with them. You just have to do it with the minimal contact. Okay, or everything should be minimal contact. So keep it to a minimum with text messages. If you're able to, I don't know what state you guys are in, but if you are co-parenting with a narcissist, do everything through the courts. If there's some form of a usage of, like, maybe let's say an app. That's another thing I wanted to mention to you guys, because at the end of the day, guys, I want you to understand something. Yeah, you have to keep in contact with them if you have children with them. I mean, I'm one, I've changed my number. I pretty much just went my own way. But if you have kids, there are other ways to get around it. Check to see if there are any kind of apps that could be used that can maybe, of course, that are legal within your state, that can maybe record or transcript the communication between you and the other person. There has to be other ways to get around that. Okay. But, at the very least, keep it minimal, keep it logical. Remember what I say, no emotions, show no emotions. Okay. Because that's the first thing they look for. They look for your emotions. Right. And they look for it so they can use it against you. Oh, wait. How iconic. I'm getting it, guys. I'm getting it. I have to take mine to court because they got mad that I wasn't crying over them once they left me. How sad. Pull out the world's smallest violin, okay, and get one of those little fake tears and put it on your cheek. Brooklyn girl all day. I was discarded 2019. So 4/12/2022 will be 3 years. Keep going, mama. Keep going. Oh, Katie, thank you so much, sweetheart. Thank you. What if they married and won't do anything for his son only if she is around? He living my best life. I'm sorry, honey. I'm trying to understand the question. Let me just go back up, guys. I don't want to forget. I don't like forgetting, and it's because it's going up so fast. Well, for all of you who are no contact, like I said, whether it be a couple of hours, a day, a week, a month, or even a couple of years, keep going, guys. Keep on going. Okay, keep on going. I know there are going to be times where you're going to feel as if it's very hard to do, and it's something that it's. I want to help you understand something. Okay, just to kind of reiterate and re-incept it in your mind, because this is the reality of it. The reality of it is that these people, and I'm sure a lot of you already know, Anna McMichael, thank you so much, sweetheart. Thank you so much for that. I'm so glad that it helps you. I really, really am. But keep it in your mind, guys, that these people, they do not love you. Okay? Not that you're not worthy of love, because we all know you are, but they're incapable of sustaining healthy connections with other people. All right? So if you have dealt with a narcissist or extremely narcissistic person, it can go, either way. And, they are dealing with new supply, they're in a new relationship, they got married, whatever the case may be. Please understand something. Everything you have gone through, the next person is going to go through it. It's not the external people, it's the narcissist themselves. It's the perpetrator, the manipulator. It's them. They're incapable of emotionally sustaining healthy relationships, psychologically sustaining healthy relationships. It's just an incapability, because that has been pretty much, that logic, that sense of sensibility has been taken out of them at a very young age. And this is pretty much their survival mode. This is how they live. This is who they are. I know a lot of people who go through a discard end up internalizing the discard as it's something about me that is unlovable, or something about me as to why this relationship didn't work. No, it had nothing to do with you. Absolutely nothing to do with you. Okay? You can't, you have someone who is pretty much a siphon, a void. And no matter how much love you tried to pour into them, it kept coming out of them. It kept coming out of them. It's like, when you talk to a child, it goes through one ear and it comes out the other. That's the same thing with a narcissistic person. Their whole life has been survival mode. So their thing is that they like to be 10 steps ahead of the people who come into their life. So if they're coming to you and they're talking, they're talking nonsense, they're starting fights with you, and they're like, are you cheating on me? Are you doing this? Or are you doing that? Like constantly coming at you. It's usually because they're either, they're more than likely doing those things. And what they're pretty much doing is they're confessing to you, although you don't see it that way, they're confessing to you what it is they're actually doing. Are you talking to somebody else? No, but 9 out of 10 times they are. These are people that are never satisfied. They're never satisfied with what they have. There's always going to be that what I have here is good, but I wonder if there's something better, or if there's something else out there that'll really fulfill me. When the reality of it is that they need to learn to fulfill themselves. So they relied on you to fulfill them. And because you couldn't live up to those expectations, which are pretty much expectations that you didn't even know they had. Okay. If you notice, when you guys first met them, which I want to point out, guys, not every narcissist love bombs. Okay? I'm gonna repeat that. Not every narcissist love bombs. Okay? Most do, but not every single one of them. This all depends on what type of narcissist you're dealing with. Okay? Usually, the vulnerable narcissists are not really the types, not all of them, but they're not really types to love bomb. They come off as being more humble, being more, well, it's called altruistic, and it's like a false sense of humility. So they're the types that would come to you in light of, I'm just a regular person, I'm down to earth, this is who I am. It's that fake humility that they give you. Okay. Vulnerable narcissists, if you dealt with a toxic narcissist, which is the kind of person that is constantly, like, they emit that toxicity, it like seeps through their pores. Okay. Those are usually the closet narcissists, the vulnerable types, the covert types. Those are usually the ones that are very mean and cold and hurtful in private, like very nasty attitudes. Just, their mood swings, they go from, from lows to extremely high. Those are usually the types that some of them might not really love bomb you. They might come off as, this person's a cool person. This person's down to earth. This person gets me. They understand me. They're not pulling the soulmate card. They're not pulling the, we belong together, let's get married tomorrow type card. They're not grandiose. Okay. The grandiose types are the invulnerable, which are the more openly, you can kind of tell. You can kind of tell they have like that sense of entitlement that, oh, I have status, I have, everything that everybody wants. And they give you that impression of, you should feel honored to be with someone like me. Okay, the vulnerable types, in my opinion, this is my opinion, the vulnerable covert narcissists are the more dangerous and they are the more damaging ones. Okay, these are the ones who grew up with low self-esteem, very low self-esteem. And I think part of the reason why a lot of us, when we got into relationships with these types of people, because we've been through some shit ourselves, right? We've been through a lot of crap ourselves. We've been through bad relationships. We've been through breakups. And, we've probably had a sense of low self-esteem because they mirror your sense of self in the aspect of being humble, being down to earth, not really, not putting themselves on a high pedestal. This is where you feel like you've connected with them, like on a soulmate type connection, where it's like, this person is like, just mirrors my soul, or if you see that they're kind of flawed or they're putting themselves down, because vulnerable types do that. When they're putting themselves down, they're fishing for compliments from you. They're basically looking for you to validate them, to lift up their self-esteem. So when you're in that relationship, you're looking at it like, this is like a soul connection. This is why we get each other so much. That's simply because that person, those people, were consistently abused verbally, emotionally, psychologically, and in a lot of cases, physically abused. So rather than being the grandiose type and acting like, oh, well, I'm my shit don't stink, they're the types that are like more behind the scenes. They're the closet narcs. They're behind the scenes. They're really kind of like in the dark. You can't really see them. And they're not very flamboyant with their behaviors. So just keep that in mind. Not every single one of them love bombs. So if you're going into, another relationship and you're not experiencing the love bombing, that doesn't mean that you're not dealing with a narcissistic person. You just may be dealing with a different type of narcissistic person. Because I get people sometimes who say, well, I don't, that love bombing part didn't happen in the beginning of the relationship, but it happened in the interim because when you guys were having those ins and outs, those bad fights, and they knew they were being toxic, what did they do? They love bombed you in between, right? So when they got really nasty or they picked fights with you, then, the next day it's something different. And it's like, I'm sorry. They blame it on everything and everyone else except for taking accountability. And then what do? I promise it won't happen again. We'll work on it. And if it gets really bad to the point where they may mention, maybe we should do couples therapy, even if you were to do that, and I don't know how many of you have even ever done that with your narcissistic ex, chances are all of that's going to be shifted onto you. So when it comes to speaking with the therapist, everything is going to be pretty much pushed in your direction. You're the problem. You're the reason why it's so toxic. And that's just simply because you start seeing certain things in your relationship. You start noticing certain things. You're looking at certain things and you're asking questions. They can't have you doing that. That simply means the gaslighting, the manipulation, the deflection, it's not working anymore. It's not working anymore. I'm almost sure that 9 out of 10 times, well, let's call it an even Steven, okay? You either got discarded because you started noticing certain things and you started creating a backbone for yourself. You started communicating your feelings. And when they tried to gaslight you or if they tried to push you in the corner, you weren't backing down. Okay? You started pointing things out. You started pointing out their flaws, possibly even criticizing them. You started doing all of these things. And because you were doing these things, what they had incepted in their mind was, this person is going to leave me. And because this person is going to leave me and I fear rejection, I fear being abandoned, I have to leave this person first. But I can't leave this person yet until I have new supply locked in, until I have someone else that is going to pretty much fill in that position. So even if you had no intention on really fully letting them go, or, you were going to try to find other ways to make your relationship work, what ends up happening, they end up pretty much now, everything starts to shift. Everything starts to shift. They're getting colder towards you, meaner. You're not having as much, if you are having sex, okay? But if you are, you're not having it nearly as much as you were, because everything now their attention is going towards something else. It's going towards something external, okay? And you start noticing these things. And of course, you're asking questions with regards to it. And instead of them telling you flat out, well, this is what it is, I'm just going to go in my own direction, they're breadcrumbing you. They're giving you little bits of breadcrumbs while gaslighting you. Okay, this is all coupled. They're gaslighting you and they're giving you little bits of breadcrumbs. Oh, you're crazy. I've just been, really busy. I got things going on. It's not all about you. It's not always about you. Why does it have to always be about you? And they're bullshitting you. When they're bullshitting you, because at the end of the day, you notice these things and you're saying, I'm seeing things and it just doesn't look right, or I'm feeling certain things and I want to talk about it. And they're constantly avoiding you. They're avoiding having conversations. They're avoiding being intimate with you. They're avoiding being present with you because they're too busy setting everything up for themselves outside of you, outside of your relationship. The other reason you got discarded was because they got bored. Now, I'm not saying you're a boring person, okay? I personally, I'm a boring person. I'm a homebody. I like to be home. I like to be in the comfort of my own home. Well, shit, I pay a lot of rent for my apartment. I might as well be home, right? But because they got bored with the relationship, they got bored with, with everything. And it could be simply because they can't do anymore. Every time they try to bring you down, you kept trying to fix things. And every time they kept trying to, pick fights with you, trying to, accuse you of things that you probably more than likely didn't even do, but because they're so damn paranoid, each and every time you're like, no, but we can make it work. Well, okay, we can fix. And then what did you start doing? In the interim of your relationship, you started changing yourself. You started changing yourself. You started putting up with stuff that you never would have put up with other people. And you don't understand why you're doing it. All you can think of is, I love this person. This person is unhappy. You took their unhappiness as your responsibility. You took their unhappiness as your responsibility. You took their happiness as your responsibility. You took their fulfillment as your responsibility. You took on all of these different positions, okay, for these different jobs, because that's exactly what they are. And yet, here's the funny thing. These were requirements. These were jobs. These were positions that you never signed up for. You just thought, okay, I'm coming into this. You came in assuming they knew what to do if they were going to be with you. You knew what to do if you were going to be with them. But you started taking on more of the weight. You took the emotional weight. You took the psychological weight. And then on top of it all, they're treating you like crap, or they're disrespecting you, or they're making you feel inadequate. And you still sat there because you saw the potential in them. You saw the potential. You saw the potential you saw was at the very beginning, guys. The very beginning. When things were good, lovey-dovey, kisses and hugs, puppies and candy canes, all that stuff. You saw the potential there. So every time they got nastier, every time they ended up, screwing with your head and screwing with your emotions in your relationship, all you kept thinking about was that potential that you first had and where you wanted to be. You wanted to go right back to that beginning stage of where things were. You know what? I just want the person I fell in love with back. Good luck with it, because that person does not exist. That person does not exist. Okay? It's like going to your, going to a home, going to your home that you built with them, that you lived in with them, going right back to that home and finding someone else living there. None of your furniture is there. It's almost as if you never lived there. That's exactly what it is dealing with these kinds of people. And it's sad because these people, people can make excuses if they want and say, oh, well, it's a mental illness and, they need help. No, that's bullshit. How many people have come into their lives trying to help them? How many people have come into their lives trying to love them and be there for them and actually help them get through everything? And all they did was use people, and all they did was lie and manipulate. Because at the end of the day, guys, listen, let's look at reality for what it is. People are like the seasons, right? Our feelings change. Yeah, they change. Just be fucking real with me. Is that too much to ask? I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys would like, listen, just be real with me. Be honest with me. Just tell me what it is. And what are they doing? What are they doing? What are they telling you? You're crazy. You're making stuff up. You don't get it. I'm dealing with this and I'm dealing with that. They're giving you all kinds of excuses, but they're not being real with you. They're just gaslighting you. And then when you speak on it, when you speak on the abuse, finally, because you break free from that cognitive dissonance, you break free from the trauma bond, then you end up being the bitter ex. The bitter ex. Oh, she couldn't handle the fact that I didn't want to be with her. He couldn't handle the fact that I didn't want to be with him. Now they're making lies about me. No, had you told me right then and there that this is the way it is, because let's be honest, guys. Let's be honest here. How many of you would stay with someone or go back to someone who leaves you for someone else? Who would do that? Consciously, who would do that? For someone to be like, oh, I don't want to be with you. The grass is greener. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to go deal with these people over here because they're stroking my ego over here and they're making me feel good. And then when that party's over, you're going to come back into my bed. You're going to come back into my house. And nah, I know a lot of you have a lot more self-respect than that. And I know a lot of you, and you guys know how I feel about when people treat you like options, right? You guys saw my video. I said when they treat you like an option, that's a slap in the face, man. That's a big slap in the face. You're not going to, after everything that you have done for these people, for them to go and be like, oh, it's still not enough. It's just no good for me. It's, and lie to you, because that's what they did. They lied to you. They lied. Okay, they altered reality. They manipulated the ethers, the elements, the dynamics, you name it. They lied to you. And instead of telling you up front, this is just it, this is what I want, what do they tell you? Let's be friends. We don't know what can happen in the future. Anything can happen in the future. Have you guys heard that? I just don't really think I'm ready for a relationship right now. And the reality of it was that they was trying to build something with somebody else. Don't be a little twat. Just tell me the truth. That's the way I see it. And because they weren't being honest, because remember, guys, they gaslight you. They keep you confused. They keep you stuck. They just keep you stuck right there because they got to see if this is going to work out. Because if that don't work out, if you're still confused and you're still sitting there being stuck on them and ruminating and saying, oh my gosh, how am I going to get over this? This pain is so unbearable. And because they know all that you want, when you're in that addiction stage, they know that all that you want is just for them to come back. Just come back and let's just be the way we were when we first started. That's why they gaslight you. That's why they breadcrumb you. No, let me keep you stuck over here. And while you're sitting there in your dark room, in pain, hurting, reminiscing, listening to old songs, looking at old pictures, possibly going through their social media, doing all of that, what are they doing? And we guys, you know me, I'm very upfront, I'm very direct. I'm going to give it to you like it is, so I'll give a trigger warning. What are they doing? They're too busy dilly-dallying with the next supply. They're too busy being a pickle tickling hoe or I had to say it. I had to say it. I had to say it. Okay? They're either doing that or they're being a puto. That's how we call them. We call them putos. The guys who go out there and want to dip their plantain in whatever. Okay? I mean, come on. This is what they do. And then when they come back, because you're still confused, you're in pain, and you're hurting, then what happens? You're just so damn happy that they came back to you. And because they deflected so much onto you that you were the toxic one, you were the reason why they left. Your actions were the reason why they were acting the way they were. You were unbearable. You were clingy. You were controlling. You were all of these things. When they come back, it looks like, oh, they're giving me another chance to prove myself to them. You're worth more than that. You're worth way more than that. And you want to know another reason why they do it, guys? Because I know a lot of you are still new to this. Some of you, especially if you're just joining, you're new to this. They do it because they know that if you find your strength and you move forward, that's someone who actually deserves you, someone who will actually treat you good, treat you right, someone who will reciprocate everything that you have been, you contribute into a relationship. They know that once you get a taste of that, to them, that's exactly what they know. And that's why they want to keep you confused and stuck. Which is why I want to keep you unconfused and unstuck. And I want to remind you that this is the reality of it, because I need people. My whole purpose of this is to help people snap out of that and really, really, really heal it up and get on that journey. Get on that journey. Meet that person who's meant to be in your life, who's going to treat you like the queen or the king that you are, and just do right, man. Do right by you, And just remember, guys, I'm going to tell you also, because that does come with a warning label. if your narcissist ex learns that you are in a new relationship with someone else, if they learn that you are dealing with someone else or you're getting serious with someone else, because for those of you, for those, that's right, Brooklyn girl, no confusion allowed, none whatsoever. For those of you who have gone through the cycles of the back and forth, the recycling cycle that has, you've broken up, got back together, broken up, or discard, got back together, discard, got back together. They don't take you seriously because each and every time they hoover you back in and they manage to recreate the good times, even though it's short-lived, it is short-lived for a very short period of time. They recreate the good times for a small period of time and it's back into the abusive behaviors. Only this time, it's a lot worse. So it's like you thought that the first time was bad, the second, the third, the fourth time, it gets worse as the numbers go up. And that's simply because they know how to maneuver around you. And each and every time, thank you so much for the gift, sweetheart. If I don't thank you personally, guys, thank you so much. But they know how to maneuver around you. So now that they know how to maneuver around you, they're basically, okay, now I know what to say the next time. Now I know what to do the next time. Now I know how to react. And they'll come to you guys. Listen, somebody made a very good point on my YouTube live last week. And I want to reiterate it because, I mean, this deserves to be, and you guys can use it, post it up if you have to. But they said sometimes God will not let you see their karma. God will not give you the front row seats to their karma because he knows that you will try to help them. How many of you can resonate with that? How many of you could resonate with that? Okay? Sometimes he will not let you see them going through their karma because if you do, that part of you, that human part of you, that empathetic and sympathetic part of you is going to be like, oh my gosh, I don't want to see. And you go running and you go trying to help them. And I said it before, do not try to save these same people because if they're facing God's wrath, you will be right in the eye of that. Be careful. They will come and try to hoover you back in. Okay. Some of them may use crocodile tears. Some of them may come to you crying with their eyes flooded with tears, talking about something happened or this person got hurt or whatever. I've gone through so much. I'm facing depression. I don't know what to do. Get professional help. I don't know what to tell you. I can't help you. Okay. If they try to come at you with that, listen, I'm going downhill and I don't know what to do. Get help. Well, I'm coming to you because you always help me. I'm too busy trying to help myself. I can't help you. I cannot help you. Okay? You got to put your foot down with these people because they will take advantage. They will take you for granted. They'll take you for another ride. They will take you for as many rides as they want to, as long as you continue to let them do that. So for anyone who goes through the recycle, because that's what it's called. It's not breakup to makeup. It's recycle. Okay? They love to go back to past partners. They love to go back or to that one particular partner. And I know some of you have been there. You've been that one particular partner that they try to lure back in. They tug at your heartstrings. How many of you have ended something with someone possibly new because you went back to that person? And it's okay to admit it, guys. It's okay to admit it. Okay? I don't judge nobody. It is okay to admit it. Where you could have had a relationship with someone else or could have had something new with someone else, but because of that trauma bond you have with that narcissist ex, you end up cutting that off and going back to that because they promised you they would change. They promised you it would be better this time. They promised you that, whatever you want because they saw you being happy. They saw you being happy with someone else. They saw you being respected. They saw you being put on a pedestal. That's why. That's simply the reason why. And the minute you cut that person off and you say, okay, it was nice knowing you, but it's just not going to work. You go back to that ex. The same bullshit. It's the same thing. Not only do you live in regret, but now it's like, damn, I messed up on something that could have been great, and I ended up dealing back with this person who's not healthy for me. And sometimes God is going to put people in your path that he's trying to, help. He's using them as a tool to help you get away from that person, to help you remove yourself from that person. You could have been someone who's gone through relationship after relationship and been in nothing but toxically abusive relationships. And all of a sudden you get someone who's treating you with love and respect and generosity and kindness and caring. And and again, we can admit that, guys. We can admit that. And it's okay to admit it, because this is how we learn. But you end up what? You end up, messing that up, sabotaging that, and going back to the toxic relationships, or, it's a new day, it's a new age, it's a new wave, guys. Okay? Please do not for 1 second believe, especially if they have not gone for professional help, they have not done any of the work on themselves, that they come to your doorstep after discarding you in the most disgraceful, disrespectful way. They come to your doorstep and they say, I'm ready. I'm ready to change. I'm ready to be the man or the woman that you want me. They ain't ready for shit, man. They're not. They're ready to use you again. They're ready to take control again. Because when you decide not to entertain them after a discard, whether it was, you, them, or them, you, when you decide to take control and not entertain them at all, that means they lost control. They lost control of you. They lost control of how they can run your life, how they can maneuver in your life, how they can destroy your life, damage your mental health, your peace, your emotional state. Narcissists are the kind of people, they love to push buttons. They love to push buttons, okay? They love to do any and everything possible to get you to react, to get you off edge, to basically pull you out of character. It's to pull you out of character. Now understand that this is a tactic a lot of them use because they've already set up the scene. This is why I say be careful and do not let yourself get emotional, because they've already set up the scene, okay? What they do behind the scenes, they're basically implanting in other people's minds that you're unstable. They're implanting in their minds that you're, a stalker, you're whatever. Okay? They're telling people you're toxic. They're telling people you were the abuser. They're telling people you are the controlling one. You wanted to, pretty much control everything and they had no say so. They're pretty much playing the victim. Okay? They're playing the victim. And I've seen this. I've seen this from a lot of people who are the attention seeker types, like the real attention seeker types, who will play the victim very well. You'll see them posting up stuff on social media. Oh, my ex this, my ex that, or, just putting up like random subliminals on social media. And I know a few people personally who have done that. Like, I look at them like, yo, you have no right to even playing a victim, and you're here playing. That's why I say be careful what you post, because the people who really know you and what you're capable of and what you do, they might just actually blow the whistle on your ass. Okay? But they sit there and they set the whole scene for everybody else, so that way everybody can sit there and be like, okay, that person really messed you up. They really hurt you. They really did X, Y, and Z. And then with their actions, they know that they're affecting your emotions. They're affecting you in that they're being a nuisance towards you because, listen, how many times did you have to block them? How many times did you possibly have to change your number on them? How many times did you have to, you had to tell them, stop, chill, enough. You're pushing me, and they end up pushing you. They keep going, and they keep going because they want you to react. So the minute you get tired and you snap and you go off edge, boom. Now everybody can see that you're unstable, you're toxic, you're cruel, you're mean, you're hurtful, you're abusive. This was all set up. This was all set up. And it's crazy how a lot of these people get away with this. A lot of these people get away with it. They get away with doing these things because a lot of victims either don't speak up, because of shame, or they are unable to speak up because they're dealing with, litigations or whatever the case may be. And it's hard because I know that a lot of people want to, first of all, I know a lot of people want to forget it. I know that much, but unfortunately that's not possible. And the only way they cope through it is by, shelling up and just not, just taking it for what I listen. And this goes for any narcissist you dealt with, whether it be their friends, their families, or anyone. They want to throw stones at your glass houses. I'm gonna tell you right now, just stack up bricks. Stack up bricks. That's what I do. That's what I tell people. You want to throw stones in my glass house because I'm not perfect. I'm by no means necessary. I am not perfect. But if you're gonna throw stones in my glass house, I have bricks. Okay? I throw bricks. I don't throw stones. Stones are for little, you know what? Stones are for the people who like to gossip and like to sit there and talk nonsense and act, foolish for attention and do all kinds of stuff. I don't do that. I don't do that. Okay? I'm the kind of person, you come for me, I'm gonna come for you. That's just the way it is. I'm not saying that you guys should do that, but me, I have ways of doing certain things. And at the end of the day, these people that they surround themselves with, family, friends, coworkers, anybody who's involved that you've met through them, stay away from them. Stay away from them. Just stay away from them. I don't care if they sit there and tell you, oh, well, I don't have a problem with you, I know you have problems with this person, but I don't have a problem with you. No. Nope. I don't need any Trojan horses. I really don't. No Trojan horses over here. Okay? Because for all I know, you'll talk to me about that person, but then I'll be the subject of conversation when you're talking with that person. Okay? To each their own, guys. I mean, me, I'm the kind of person, I don't deal with people who sit on the fence. I don't do that. Okay? You sitting on the fence, you got one leg on one side and one leg on the other, which lets me know that, well, I don't have a problem with them and I don't have a problem with you, so I'm sitting on the fence. No. If your loyalty is to them, stick with them. Stick with them. I can always make new friends. I'm not worried about it. I cannot associate with people who associate with people that I have a very severe problem with, or that has been hurtful or damaging towards me, my emotions, my life. I can't be around people like that. I really can. And when it boils down to their family, don't even bother, guys. Simply do not bother. Do not bother. Okay? Because granted, you'll have black sheep in their family. Yes, you will have a few black sheep in their family. But at the end of the day, anybody's capable of anything. That's their family. Okay? That's their family. Their loyalty is to that person, not to you. I don't care how nice, how key you guys were with them. I don't care how much time you spent with them. It does not matter. It does not matter. These people knew of this person's behaviors. They knew of the nature of this person or these people. And I'm going to tell you right now, it originated somewhere. And the mere fact that they knew all of this, they allowed all of this to happen, just lets you know that they're enablers of that. It makes absolutely no sense. Me personally, I don't deal with the family. I don't deal with friends. I don't deal with nobody that has anything to do with my past, because that's simply where it's meant to be, in the past. That's it. Yeah, I exactly, Brooklyn girl, absolutely cut them all off. Yeah. Yeah, I don't, and I mean, I'm not saying be disrespectful towards them, you know. Me personally, I mean, listen, I don't deal with this person's family, but if they saw me and they approached me, which probably won't happen, but if they approached me, I'm not gonna be like, oh, screw you, blah blah blah. I'm not gonna be disrespectful. No, if they say anything to me, I'll just keep it moving. Like silence is golden. You know, your silence speaks volumes. So they can come to me and try to be all, patronizing or whatever, but it's not, your presence in my life, it does not benefit me in any way, shape, or form. So Rather than me standing here and pretend and be fake, and you standing here and pretend and be fake, why don't we just cross paths and call it a day? We don't have to say anything to each other, because we really don't. And I know it's kind of hard to believe because, yeah, you guys been in these relationships where you've had time with these people. You spent time with these people. You hung out at family events. You went to, you've done things with them and their family, and they treated you like you were part of the family. Fact of the matter is that it was just, your turn, you know? And I'm pretty sure that a lot of the people you dealt with, I'm pretty sure a lot of their family members were looking at you like, poor girl or poor dude. They don't even know what they got themselves into. And instead of saying anything about it, what's their response? It's not my place. It's not my place to say anything. It's not my place. Really? Really, though? Hi, Cherise. How are you, sweetheart? Yeah, that's exactly what. It's not my place to say anything. It's your relationship. No. You mean to tell me your son or your daughter is a narcissistic sociopath with tendencies, and couldn't give me the heads up? Couldn't, say, hey, listen, I love my kid and all, but they got problems. They have problems. You seem like a nice person. And I just want to tell you that I really don't think it's a good idea. No, because because she was too busy enabling her children's behaviors. She was too busy enabling it. She's sitting there just like, yeah, it's not my place. I mean, I can't say anything about it. I can't do anything about it. And I not for nothing though, selfishness, you're not born with selfishness. That's something you learn. Okay? We learn to be selfish. We don't just come out the hoo-ha and just say, "Oh, I want to be selfish the rest of my life." Being selfish is something that people learn. Okay? Just like being narcissistic is something that is learned. These things are learned behaviors. So if you're dealing with the family, it'll just be better to cut your ties. It'd be better to cut your ties. You don't need the triggers. You don't need the anxiety. You don't need anyone coming to you telling you, oh yeah, this person, they started seeing somebody else or they're doing something else or whatever, because those same people who's just sit on the fence and won't really be proactive are the same people who will be the first ones to run to you or run and say some shit to somebody, causing gossip, creating gossip and talking all kinds of nonsense. Not worth it. It's not worth it. Dimples for life. And it didn't last a whole year because God was giving me the signs that it was not right. And He gives us plenty of signs too, guys. Plenty. Oh, Brew, I'm pretty sure. He says, try dealing with the female narcissist that is 47. Do you want to talk about a master? Oh, I'm sure. I am so sure of it. I am so absolutely positively sure of it. Female narcissists get away with a lot of stuff. They get away with a lot of stuff. Okay? Because they run with that narrative. I'm weak. I'm the damsel in distress. I'm the high school sweetheart. I'm the Betty Crocker in the kitchen. I'm the one that everybody can trust. I'm the one who makes the cookies for church. I'm the one who does all this. I'm spiritual. I believe in God. Praise the Lord and all. Well aware of that, hun. Well aware of that. And I'll tell you something, man. That's why I work really hard on trying to really educate on female narcissists, because their level of damage is more detrimental. It's more detrimental, especially considering that a lot of the females have more access to the children than the men do. Okay? Female narcissists, female sociopaths. Listen, a female narcissist is more about status, more about attention and seeking, that external validation. A female sociopath is more about power. Okay? Power, meaning she'll cut throats, in some cases, literally, to have power. Okay? Definitely, I definitely know. She almost had me where I wanted to end it, and I am talking about ending me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. These are the kind of females that will, psychologically, they will pretty much, it's almost like they have like the those game controllers, the consoles, like the old games that you can, move around and you move the character in the game around. Being with someone like that is she's the kind of person that she's maneuvering that person, that character around. So she's pointing you. She'll be the one who points you in the direction of finding the knife, or, finding whatever the method is, of course, that some people would use. But she will be the one responsible for, really manipulating someone and convincing them to commit suicide. And then when they actually do it, she's at their funeral crying when all is said and done. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. My friend was showing me something. Roughly 6% of the population has narcissistic personality disorder. Well, yeah, research says that it shows more in men than in women. Again, I don't really know how much because, I mean, listen, if you can manipulate a therapist, if you can lie to a therapist, if you can, tell them what they want to hear, and God knows how many other females out there, I wouldn't be surprised if it's more women than it is men. Look at this. Hold on a second, guys. I'm sorry. I want to make sure I get this. After 5 years of being broke up with her boyfriend, we got married. Oh, wow. He killed himself 3 days later. After 5 years, he was still trauma bonded because she never left him alone. And And something, a lot of us, and again, this is a safe space for you guys. I would never judge you, because just remember, listen, I don't pass judgment because I've been there too. Okay? I've been there too. I've heard it all. I've seen it all. I've felt it all. So please do not ever feel that, you will be shamed or judged. You won't. Okay? And a lot of us have been there to the point where we have even thought about it, because psychologically our minds are not able to cope. We're not able to cope with the entire experience. We're not able to cope with it. I thought about it myself. I've contemplated suicide roughly 3 times in my life. 3 times. And I thought something was wrong with me. I seriously thought something was, wrong with me. A lot of the people who've been in my life have deflected onto me that their bad behaviors were because it was my fault. It was something I did. It was something I was doing. It was something that I was bringing out of them. And because I internalized this alongside my codependency, I'm taking this all in as, this is my fault. This is my fault. I don't understand. Why does it not work for me? What am I doing wrong? How many of you pointed to yourself? What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong that I end up in these toxic relationships, or I end up getting discarded, or I end up getting hurt the way I do? What am I doing wrong? Sometimes it could be us, but at the end of the day, no, not all the time. And a lot of the time, it's these people with their mental health issues. Everybody has a form of mental health issue. All of us do. In our own way, shape, or form. We all have our own to deal with. But it's not pathological like these people. You don't need to manipulate someone to be with you. You don't need to manipulate someone to stick around for you. Because that's exactly what they do. They manipulate people so the people can stay. Because again, even if they left you to go be with someone else, go marry someone else, or do something with someone else, they're always going to expect you to be waiting in the wing for them. They're always going to expect you to be there waiting for them to come back at some point. And you have people who actually do that. They sit there waiting. One day, eventually, that person's going to come back. And none of this bullshit about, oh, if it's true love and it's meant to be, let them go. Nah. Let's not confuse that with the levels of abusive relationships. Okay, you have no idea how many times I've heard people talk about, oh, this is a soulmate, this is a soulmate, and we're meant to be together. Listen, listen, I don't know where people get all this stuff from, where they're sitting there like, oh, this is my person, and watch, they haven't realized it yet that they have to listen, man, I don't do the soulmate card, bro. I don't do the soulmate card, okay? If anything, we're all soulmates. We are all soulmates. Okay. I'm your soulmate. You guys are my soulmates. Okay. We all come from one creator. We come from one place. And that's it. But I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, well, this person just needs to, know what real love is about. Fuck that. I already tried to show them real love. I tried showing them real love. I tried giving them real love. And all I had was that thrown in my face. I had their toxicity thrown at me. I had their childhood trauma thrown onto me. I had their insecurities thrown onto me. I had all of their freaking paranoia thrown onto me. I tried everything. And the reason I say I tried was because every time I did something, it either it's with motives. Erica, it's with motives. Why are you doing this? Why this and why that? Where were you? But if I love them enough, if I continue to give them more love, listen, no, I don't think so, man. I do not think so. Okay? This is not something where we're gonna sit here and be like, oh, well, maybe if I try a little hard, you can try as hard as you want. It's not gonna happen. They have to learn how to love themselves. Let them learn how to love themselves. Let them take accountability, okay? Because I'll tell you guys, I still to this day hold that person accountable. And I am not budging for anyone. No, Erica, listen, maybe you should take it easy. No, take what easy? Did that person take it easy when they were disrespecting me? Did that person take it easy when they were degrading me? They were lying to me when they were breadcrumbing me. Did they take it easy on me? Did they give a damn about my pain when I was by myself, trying to lick my own wounds, when all I ever did was respect that person, love that person, be there for that person, try my hardest to help that person elevate in life? Because that's all I ever did. Did I have insecurities? Yeah, I had a few insecurities. But I guarantee you, a lot of you had insecurities, but that shit didn't surface until you started noticing certain things going on in your relationships. Because you weren't walking up in there on some, I'm going to be automatically insecure with you. No, you were giving them the benefit of the doubt. And when they started pulling that stupid shit that they were doing in the relationships, what happened? You're asking questions. And now you get it. Yeah, you get a little paranoid sometimes too, because you're wondering, is this person telling me the truth? Who is this person? Where did that person come from? This wasn't in the beginning, because if I was completely insecure in the beginning, and if I was completely controlling in the beginning, and I was completely toxic in the beginning, why would that person want to be with me? So no, none of this nonsense of, oh, well, if I continue to maybe try harder and stay longer and not give up on that. Listen, you can go ahead and do that if you want to, but I'm gonna tell you right now, trying to give love to the devil, he gonna play you. He's going to play you. People who worship the devil do not understand that this motherfucker is here to destroy you. Excuse my French, but it's just the way it is. He's meant to destroy you. These people will destroy you. They will destroy you emotionally. They will destroy you psychologically. They will destroy you financially. And they can destroy you physically, not to mention spiritually. They will destroy people. There's no excuses for it. Sorry, I'm not making excuses for nobody. Think about that, guys. Think about your discard. Think about everything you went through. What were they doing when you started? What were they doing? I can tell you exactly what my ex was doing. My ex was hanging out, drinking with his buddies, because that's all they knew. Okay? Not one single friend of his, and if you notice that, okay, they're friends, okay, and I listen, I don't know these people personally, and I don't give a shit either, but their friends were not really on the level that you were on. Think about it. These kind of people either hang out with enablers, or they hang out with other narcissistic people. They hang out with other types of narcissistic, selfish, self-absorbed people. Okay. What were their friends doing besides calling them to hang out? Trying to get them to go to different places. And, for me, listen, Max was drinking, hanging out, having fun, doing whatever he wanted to do. Screw Erica. I know she's in pain. I know she's hurting. I know that she's pining over me. I know that she's trying to figure things out. And the fact that I'm gaslighting her, and the fact that I was breadcrumbing her, and the fact that, something, when the ex started rolling back into the picture, guys, that's when I knew. I was like, all right, yeah, nah, I'm done. I knew I was done. But I knew, and I hadn't mentioned anything to that person about the ex. I hadn't said anything about it because I figured, what's the point? All this person is going to do is curse me out like they have done and probably lie to me. So what would have been the point of doing that? You know? Everybody, you have people who like to confront. They like to confront when, especially if they're recycling with an ex, a previous ex before you. I don't know how many of you have dealt with that, where you had your narcissistic ex, and when they were discarding you, their ex started coming back into the picture, or the people, other females or other dudes that they used to talk to or deal with or whatever, they start coming into the picture because you start slowly fading out. You're fading out of the picture as these people are coming in. Could I have said something about it? Absolutely. Absolutely. But what would have been the point? They would have just lied to me anyway. He would have lied to me anyway, you know? And I'm supposed to, well, first and foremost, when people are facing their karma, I'm not, we all have to face karma in life, okay? I'm not empathetic. I'm not sympathetic towards anybody. You get what you put out there. That's the way I see it, okay? That's the way I see it. Now, if you're a victim of other circumstances and not your own, then you will get empathy. You will get sympathy from me. But if you are a victim of your own circumstances, okay, because you can't walk over the face of this earth treating people like shit, treating them like crap, and then expect everybody to just hand everything to you on a gold platter. No, it doesn't work that way. Which is 9 out of 10 times when they're trying to hoover you back in and they're dealing with something. It could be financially, they're dealing with something, emotionally. I'm going to put that in parentheses because we can't even count on emotions with that. If they're dealing with something like really bad happening in their lives, they might try to just come back to you because you might just be the one that can help them. You're the one who's always trying to comfort them. You were the one who was always trying to make things as comfortable as possible in the relationship, right? You were catering to them. You were doing all of these things to them. So why not come back to you when they're going through some shit, especially after all they did? Because they figure their sobbing and their tears are going to pretty much tug at your heartstrings. They're going to tug at your heartstrings because they know that you wouldn't leave them out in the cold. Wear a jacket. Get a fleece blanket. Okay? I leave people in the cold. I leave people in the cold. I do not open my door for anyone that God does not want in my life. Straight up. Mm-hmm. And Ron, yep, it's always what you can do for them. Yep. And you know something, guys? They can come to you with all sorts of, sob stories. They can come to you and tell you, oh, we are having financial problems. We're getting kicked out of the house. I'm in jail, whatever. Okay? Whatever the case may be. I want you to consider what you went through. Think about what you went through when you were in that pain and you were in the midst of being, in the midst of being discarded, even post discard. What were they doing? Well, oh yeah, yeah. B says y'all need to watch Bad Vegan on Netflix. Perfect. Yep. And B, I saw me and Amanda. We saw that, and then what I told you, right? I told you. I was like, he was straight up narcissist. He was a narcissist. At the end of the day, she knew what she was doing too. She didn't know what she was doing, what she got herself into. But I mean, it's that's in my opinion, he wasn't even worth all that. He really wasn't. But Think about it, guys. Think about all the pain you went through, everything that you had gone through. And for them to come knocking at your door, crying, saying, oh my gosh, you know, I broke my ankle. The hospital's down the block. I'm not a doctor. What do you want me to do? Can you take me to the hospital? Here's a Metro card. No, no. You have to learn how to just say no. Remember when our parents told us when it came to drugs, just say no? Oh, when it comes to narcissists, just say no. Say no. Say no. Because they only want to come around for when it benefits them. They only want to be a part of your life, a part of your success when it benefits them. They look for the times where you're going to be, you're at a certain point in your life that they're going to try to come in and be like, oh, maybe we could try again. Maybe we can make it. And then when you try to bring the elephant in the room, or if you try to tell them this, you try to basically, okay, well, you want to work this out? Is that what you want to do? Okay, cool. We could do that. But first, we're going to address everything that happened. Their response is going to be, hey, you're stuck on that still. How long has it been? Years, months, whatever. What is it? Can we let bygones be bygones? I did some things, you did some things, and let's just start fresh. No, I don't think so, man. I don't think so. No, 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 no. Exotic Mira? Nope. I cut him off completely. Very good. Yeah. Brew, mine has cheated on me over a dozen times and will not take accountability whatsoever. Because it's always going to be your fault. It's something you did. She cheated on you because you're never home. You're always working. Cheated because you don't show her the things that you used to do in the beginning of the relationship, or you never have time for her, you never compliment her, or you never do any of the, it's always, let me just deflect everything onto the other person. And at the end of the day, instead of just saying, I'm not even going to say it. I'm not even going to say it. I'm trying to keep it as PG-13 as I possibly can. But if you understand where I'm coming from with my statements, then you know what I mean. Yeah, the one and only June, he would attack me. He would attack me verbally when he felt uncomfortable. And but then the crazy part about it is, guys, is that the verbal abuse, the yelling, the constant, like the berating, everything, it's like that. It's that, just that, like that insecure kid that's coming out of them. That's all it really is. That's all it really is. Because these people, when they're in relationships, especially with, empathetic people, empaths, and just, even securely attached people, they feel, and they're already intimidated by the partner that they have. Let's say you have ladies, you got a job that, pays more money, and you don't really need them. They want you to need them, but they don't want you to rely on them. So, like, they want to feel like a man in your relationship. They want to feel, and because of the fact that, instead of looking at in the long haul, as far as, okay, my lady makes more money than me, you know and I make X amount of money, but she doesn't treat me like shit because she makes more money than me. Your independence scares them. You being independent scares them because it means that you have, in their mind, mind you, in their mind, you have control. You have control of how everything happens. You have full say so of everything. And it's like, what do you, where are you even coming up with this? Their level of a narcissistic partner, because they're deep down inside, they're just such unhealed voids. They look at their partners as competition. They look at their partners as a threat, their partner's success as a threat. If they're not at a point in their lives where they want to be, but yet their partner is doing the work necessary to make things happen in their own life because they have no claim to fame on that, meaning that they can't even take credit for your successes and how you've achieved things, how you've accomplished things in your life. They will try their hardest to just like make you feel inadequate in other ways, make you feel like you could be such a huge success at your job. You can have a promotion. You can come home happy, ecstatic, that you had the promotion and you even had a little party going on at your job and you feel good about yourself. And the minute you get home, they end up really tearing down that that high vibe that you came home with. They're miserable. Their misery tears you down and tears down your accomplishments, your achievements. It makes you feel like, oh, it just makes you feel like, damn, like, why did I even, like sometimes I used to be like, why do I even bother? Why do I bother? You know, remember in your relationships when you guys first started dating and you guys would call each other, text each other or call each other. The minute unless let's be honest, I would do this. I put a certain ringtone. I put a certain ringtone and a certain alert. So even if my phone wasn't in front of me, I heard the alert. I knew it was that person. Remember those times when they would call you and you would see their picture pop up on the phone on the screen, and you would be like, you were just so happy and excited and couldn't wait to speak to the person. And then after a while, it went from that to you're looking at your phone like, do I even want to answer this? Do I even want to answer this? I'm like, oh God, what's the argument going to be about today? Does this person have an attitude today? Are they having a bad day today? Am I going to have to deal with this? Because, to them, what they're dealing with, you got to deal with it. If they're having, a bad day or what have you, then what affects them should affect you. But if something affects you, it shouldn't affect them because your problems are not bigger than theirs. Your issues are not bigger than theirs. Your bad day could be no worse than theirs. Yeah. And you get to the point, right? You get to the point that you don't even want to talk to them. You don't want to communicate. You try to avoid. You find yourself trying to avoid because you're like, yo, I don't even know if I should pick up the phone because I don't know if this person is going to, what's going through this person's mind now? What is going through this person's mind now? Are we going to argue today? I got to the point where I was like, I don't want to argue, man. I don't want to fight. I'm like, I don't want to fight today. I really don't. I'm having a good day. I just don't want to fight. So me, I used to make things up. I used to make things up because I was just like, yo, I don't want to argue with this person. I already know what their attitude is going to be like, and I just don't want to get into it. So when we had a specific time that we would talk, I would just be like, I got a lot of work to do. I got a lot of work to do. So, just I'll try to call you a little later, or if not, I'll. But I got to that point that I noticed myself not really wanting to be on the phone with that person because I just didn't want to fight anymore. You just get so tired of it. It's like something good happens for you, and it's like, it's like, hey, yo, I found $50 on the side. Oh yeah. And the reason they're giving you that face is because you found the $50. It went into your pockets, not them. Yeah, yeah, Lori. And and I hadn't realized that this is what I've been dealing with for the majority of my life. And not just in my last relationship, just in my life in general, the different forms of narcissism that run in our families, that run in our friendships, in our relationships. I got tired, man. I got so tired when I started doing the research. I said no. And, in dealing with the discard, I was there, guys. I was there too. I was there. I was going through the panic mode. I was going through the anxiety. I was going through the withdrawals. I was being breadcrumbed. I was being gaslit. And, not only like avoided by that person, But even that's why I don't deal with their family, because the same family that was welcoming me with open arms and, you know, you're part of the family and this and that and all this fucking mentiras, because that's exactly what it was. When everything went down, nobody knew me. Nobody knew me. Nobody knew Erica. Nobody knew, my existence, because this person literally faded me out with no questions. And amazingly enough, in fading me out and just pretty much acting as if like literally, guys, literally, you would have thought I never existed in that person's life. You would have never thought I existed in their life. They went from being in a relationship to deactivating their Facebook account because of the whole discard situation. And of course, he can't have people seeing that he's still in a relationship with somebody because he's, getting attention from external sources. And of course, if these people see that, well, you're still in a relationship with someone, but you're playing it off like you're single. So he deactivates his Facebook account, but yet he's on Messenger talking to whomever. He's on Instagram talking to whomever. We weren't following each other on Instagram. All of this going on, it went from I love you, holidays together, gatherings together, family gatherings, all types of stuff. It went from that to Erica never existed. This is how much they can literally obliterate you from a situation. Erica does not exist. And amazingly enough, after everything, in learning about everything that I do, and which is why I never disclosed the person's identity. I never, sat there and put people out there on the spot or said, oh, well, it's this person and it's that page and this is where they live. Because you know something? Why am I going to give relevance to the identity of people who have no relevance? I'm not doing that. Why should I give them any kind of acknowledgement or any kind of, I mean, they know who they are. They know who they are, but why should we give them any kind of acknowledgement on, on a basis of giving that information out? No, I never had to do that. I never had to do that. I basically took what I learned from this situation and I said, all right, I'm going to do the opposite of what this person would do. I'm going to do the opposite of what these people would do. I'm going to do something outside of myself to help other people, because that's something selfish people will not do. Selfish people will not do that. So, and I decided to create this content. So much so to the point that so many people share it. So many people share the videos. So many people share, the different posts that, it's to the point where it's getting up there. Awareness is getting up there. I'm almost sure if there's some type of viralness going on with these videos, imagine that, guys. The new supply, the old supply, the family, the BM, whomever, they just be scrolling through their Facebook. Why is this bitch popping up why is she popping up on my wall? Why is she on my wall? I don't follow her. Because I haunt. I'm the monster under the bed this time. Me. You are very, very welcome, Beth. Carrie, you're very welcome. I'm sorry, I don't stand bullies. I can't stand bullies. Don't like them. Do not like them, not one bit. Gio, can you explain trauma bond and how to break it? Trauma bond is pretty much that very toxic, very unhealthy bond between you and the toxic person. Okay. And it's sustained throughout the relationship. You sustain a trauma bond with someone through reward and punishment behavior. So the person, in order to get you embedded in the bond, they'll, start off being really nice to you, really sweet, very, attentive, putting you on a pedestal, making you feel good about yourself, making you feel good about the relationship. And just as fast as they put you on the pedestal, they pull you down. They start arguments with you. They start to, withdraw affection, attention, They undermine your confidence. They try to erode your confidence in the relationship. And then when you notice these things, what you end up doing is you end up starting to feel insecure about yourself because you're thinking, okay, this person stopped giving me attention, stopped giving me affection. They're being kind of cold. They're being mean towards me. Then what do you end up doing? You end up trying harder to seek their approval, trying harder to, regain that person that you had in the beginning. Okay. And it's all coupled with very bad behaviors, very bad behaviors, very bad mood swings. Okay. So it's back and forth. Bad behaviors, then good behaviors, then bad behaviors, then good behaviors. Only the bad behaviors, they're pretty much telling you that their bad behaviors are because of something you have either said, you have either done, you have not done. Okay, so it's pretty much a narcissist or manipulator's way of punishing their targets when the target is non-compliant with them. Okay, and it's an ongoing cycle. So it's back and forth, back and forth. They keep going back and forth. You know, remember in the other video that I have, I don't know if you've seen it, but it's pretty much something to the effect of Monday they're nice to you, Tuesday they're hurtful, mean, cruel, belittling you. Wednesday they're bringing you flowers, I love you, you're making love all night. Thursday they're cold, they're very distant. They're withholding affection. They're withholding attention. They're acting, really, really. Friday, they're back on top of you. They're, you would literally think that your partner's like has some form of commonly correlated with bipolar. It's just so back and forth and so shifty that you don't know. It's very unexpected. A lot of their behaviors are just pretty much you're left on edge. You don't know. So what do you end up doing? You end up walking on eggshells. So you end up trying to keep them happy at all times because they've already shown you their nasty side. And you end up really becoming someone you wish you hadn't become. But we've all been there. We've all been there. We've all gone through it. And breaking free from it, it's not very easy. Not impossible, but it's not very easy. Okay? Breaking from it starts with first removing yourself from that person, meaning blocking all forms of communication, going completely no contact with the person. Okay. And under most circumstances, I always, advise people to get professional help that specializes in narcissistic abuse. Okay. You have a lot of great therapists out there, but you primarily would need someone who specializes in, childhood trauma, narcissistic abuse, that has a lot of familiarity with narcissism and, NPD, narcissistic personality disorder, or pretty much cluster B personality disorders. It's best to really try to get help in the process, because you can go at it alone, but it might not be as effective as opposed to getting professional help for it. Could it be the new supply that makes them miserable and they blame the old supply? You mean, could it be the new supply that makes the narcissist miserable? And who blames the old supply, the narcissist or the new supply? Because when it boils down to a narcissist, everybody else gets the blame but them. Everybody else gets the blame but them. But it's kind of hard. Well, not hard, but how do you make someone who's internally miserable miserable? You know what I'm saying? Like, everything is going to be deflected onto to other people, external sources. I mean, listen, we're all capable of maybe annoying people, being pain in the ass to people. Anybody's capable of that. But when it boils down to a narcissist, I mean, if they're miserable, they'll end up blaming the new supply, whether the new supply is making them miserable or not. So it's generally, they don't like to see other people happy within themselves. They don't like to see them happy. They want everybody to pretty much be on the same level as them. And it's like, it's too much work for them to bring themselves to your level. So it just makes it easier for them to bring you down to theirs. And it's like, what, but you can achieve and accomplish so much more if you're up here. What's the problem? For them, it's just misery loves company. Jillian says, I'm sorry, it's like everything was a lie, like they planned everything out. You know what it is, Jillian? It's when you have people that are living in that survival mode, and they've been like that throughout most of their life. You know, you do have people who have those intentions, those sole intentions, target people, get what they can out of them. But it's pretty much, that's what they know. That's what they know. They don't know how to process emotions. They don't know how to, take into account other people's feelings, other people's desires. They don't know how to do any of that. So since they don't know how to do any of that, and they have been pretty much stripped, because these are people who walk with no identity. They have no sense of identity. They don't even know who the hell they are. They're walking around with somebody else's identity, okay? Because all of that's been projected onto them was projected onto them from someone else of narcissistic nature. So because it was all projected onto them, they're pretty much taking on they were pretty much the extension of that narcissistic individual who taught them how to be the way they are. So being as, they get into these relationships, it's it's all they really know. It really is all they really know. But again, with that same breath, you know, even if it weren't planned per se, when you are being abusive towards someone. When you're lying to someone. When you are telling someone one thing, but the situation is really something else. That. So as much awareness as we create, and as much as we want to sit here and say, well, it's a mental illness, and because you have people who say it's a mental illness and what these people need is help. You're going to try to help someone who doesn't think they have problems. They don't think they have issues. They're just going to deflect and say, no, you're the one with the problem. You're the one with the issues. You just can't handle who I am. You can't handle my personality. Your personality is pretty fucking jacked up. Straight up. It's pretty jacked up. And at the end of the day, yeah, people could say, well, there are a lot of other issues that play a factor. That's fine too. But if a psychopath can't get away with it, if a sociopath can't get away with it, guess what? A freaking narcissist isn't getting away with it either. Okay? They're conscious. They're very conscious of their choices. They are conscious of the things that they do. They are very well aware of what it is that they do. Listen, they may not understand, why they can't break out of it, or why they can't simply stop doing what it is that they do. Okay, yeah, maybe I'll run with that. Maybe, huge maybe. But you're not going to tell me that someone who is well aware of their actions, well aware if they're lying to you. Listen, if you let's say you called your ex, you called your ex and they said, oh, I'm at I'm at the bar with the fellas, hanging out with the guys, watching a couple of games or whatever the case may be. And you're like, okay. But meantime, that person was really with the next chick, going to the movies or going to dinner or doing whatever. You said you were here, but you're really over here. And what does that mean? That means you lied to me. That means you were aware. And then when you ask them, Well, what you got to say about this now? You know what their response is going to be? What are you doing following me? Wow, I can't believe you followed me. That's their mentality. That's where their mind is. That's how their mind deals with problems. Okay? You could look through your boyfriend's phone, you could look through your girlfriend's phone, you could be like, yo, who's Michael? Yo, who's Jessica? You see all the messages or whatever. It does not matter. It does not matter that you caught them. It does not matter that you see that they're doing wrong. They're going to tell you, you invaded my privacy. Screw that. Who this? That's what you're going to ask them. Who this here? And they're going to freaking flip it around and say, I can't believe you invaded my privacy. You didn't trust me. You invaded my privacy. You see, this is why. This is why I am talking to this person. This is why I am dealing with this person, because of this stuff like this that you do. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. It's all bullshit. Okay? It's all bullshit. They deflect. They're going to find ways to deflect. If you sit there and say, oh, you really hurt me, you lied to me, you cheated on me, blah, 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 you just run at them hard with your emotions. You know what their response is going to be? I'm sorry that you feel that I did X, Y, and Z. And like, yo, like you're really throwing negation into a sentence to avoid accountability. Are you serious? Are you serious? I'm sorry I couldn't allow you to control me. Bitch, if you don't get out of my face with your manipulation, no, it's bull. It's bull. Yep, they are very delusional. Oh, Medward, I am so Medward. Is it Medward or M Edward? I'm sorry. Like I said, I butcher names, guys. I am so sorry if I butcher your name, but I'm so glad. I'm so glad that that made my night. That has truly made my night. To know that people are healing. Yes, I say what I say, but I say it with love to you guys, because I used to be at a point where I was so depressed and so in a dark place. My insecurity level was up to here. My self-esteem was down here. And I was just so lost in life. And I just thank God every single day. He gave me another day. He's given me the opportunity. And, I just want to be that support for you guys. I want to be that support. So I just want you guys to know you're not alone in this. You're really, really not alone in this. I've been there. I have been there. And if you need reconfirmation, reach out to me. I'll be more than glad to reconfirm for you. More than glad. I will be that friend. I will be that friend that you can reach out to and say, what would Erica do? Let me find out. I have no problem. I have no problem. I'll let you know what it is. I'll let you know. Because manipulators, they have ways with words. They have ways twisting words. Oh yes, they love to twist your words too, guys. Definitely love to twist your words. They have ways of doing things. And trust me, I'm anal retentive, guys. I'm very anal. I have to like look through everything. I have to check through every word. If your narcissistic ex sends you a message, I can more than likely translate it for you. I can translate it for you. Oh, Tina, you're welcome. Gio, I'm so glad. I'm so glad you guys could make it. I'm so glad you guys were here. I'm glad you guys just stuck it out through the whole live, and you guys are just truly awesome. Denise, you can hit me up. Don't hesitate. If you want to text, email me. Just let me know, hon. All right, that's what I'm here for, guys. Also, just to give you guys, because I know there's a lot of new people. I do one-on-ones and I do support groups. So if you guys are interested in joining any of the support groups, email me narcsurvival101@gmail.com. I think I am booked this month. I'm booked this month. I think I'm booked. Well, she's confirming it. I am booked for this month for the one-on-ones, but the group chats, the group support meetings for everybody to join, is open to anyone who wants to join. Okay? You get a chance to speak, you'll get a chance to talk to other people, get to know other people. Really, really nice people, very, very respectful people. Because you guys already know I don't allow, disrespect. So, but they're very, very respectful people. If you're interested in joining, just email me. I'll send you the schedule for the month of April. It'll give you all the info. And of course, if you have any other questions, you can reach out to me. I am working on some new content as well, guys. So I will be posting up more videos on TikTok as well as YouTube. I'm working on just a lot of different things because, I want to cover every single basis for you guys. I really, really do. Jillian, my ex used to record me so he would relay what I said out loud in a text to me when he wasn't there. Something. I'll tell you, man. I'll tell you, Jillian. They're so petty, and they're so, well, mind you, by law they're not supposed to be recording you, but they don't have any kind of regard for the law. So I think it would be pretty redundant to even say, listen, it's illegal to do that, because their level of disregard is, I'm pretty sure, like, under the circumstances of the content that I put up, the videos, when I express my personal experiences, I am pretty sure that people are either saving my videos, sharing it with other people, or playing it for other people, or what have you. That's why I always do my makeup and my hair, guys, because I already know I'm being watched. I honestly look at it this way, Jillian. If they try to sit there and be like, "Oh, well, this is what you say," yeah, so what? So what? And someone tells me, "Erica, did you say what?" Well, did you hear it come out of my mouth? I said what I said when I said what I said, because I said it on motherfucking camera. So yeah, I don't. It's like you just don't care anymore. You really don't. You really don't. Like, honestly, Jillian, don't care anymore, guys. Don't care anymore. Truthfully, don't care. Don't care anymore. Oh, well, I heard you online saying this, and okay, and your point. What's your point? Show them indifference. Trust me, because you just get to that point anyway. You get to that point anyway, guys. You don't care. My ex unblocked my number the other day. Cedric. Cedric, you already know how I feel about that. Okay? You already know how I feel about that. I'm going to tell you right now. She blocks to unblock. They do that. They block to unblock, to block to unblock. Okay? It's a game. It is a game. Don't play. Do not play it. Okay? Do not play it. Trust me. Trust me in what I say. Please trust me when I say. She's looking to try to just, and it's not even about getting you back. It's about just, getting you to put your focus on her again. Put your attention on her. Okay? Yep. Robert said it. Only to get you hooked on again. Don't play with it. Nope. Don't. I told you how I felt about it. I saw the stuff, I already saw everything, and I already told you off the bat what I thought of her. Okay? She's an attention seeker. She's an attention seeker. The thing she does is for attention. All right? At the end of the day, she's going to know that your number is blocked, and you're going to probably assume that means, oh, she wants me to contact her. You might try to reach out to her. She's going to play that against you. Please, please, please don't do it. Good. Don't respond. Don't say anything to her. If anything, I think you should block. You should. Well, you know how I feel about that too. Block her. Gio, any books you recommend? Well, do me a favor, honey. Email me, because I actually have a few books that I was recommended, and I'm gonna probably order them from Amazon. But I usually like to make sure I read a book thoroughly, because I haven't really read any since I've been working so much on my content, working on my own books. because I'm writing a couple of books myself. And I've been, focused, but I like to be the type of person that I like to read a book to see how effective it is, if it seems effective, and always recommend it. But send me an email. I know Amanda. Oh, you text? Okay, okay. I'm not. Amanda's gonna give you a couple of books that she would recommend, but I have a few that was sent to me. So once I get through those, if they're good, I'll definitely recommend those for you too. She texts, "Never mind," and I said, "Don't say anything, anything." That's exactly how it starts. They start with "Oh, I sent the text to the wrong phone number." Oh, it's little things here and there. Don't respond at all, at all. Okay, because all you're gonna end up doing is you're gonna end up regressing. I truly, truly think you need to. I truly, truly feel you need to block her number. Yeah, no, she knows what she's doing. She knows what she's doing, Cedric. Please, please. Okay, we're still working through. You and I are still working together with regards to your situation. So please don't respond to her. Don't say anything else. Please block her. Please block her. Okay, you're not going to be able to heal properly or effectively if you don't have her blocked. You have to block her. Okay, no contact means that she is blocked from everything. She can't see you, she can't communicate with you. Okay. Oh, Lisa Marie, thank you, sweetheart. Hi guys, thank you so much for the gift. You guys are truly awesome. I'm sorry, I gotta take my antacid pill. I had some pizza before the live, and now my chest is starting to act up. All right, Denise, that's not a problem, honey. Just keep me posted. Um, I'm sorry, Paris. What info do you need? Thank you, Venus. Cedric, you are somebody, and that's the thing. You just need to realize that, but you're not going to realize that if you're allowing the same person who hurts you over and over again, who constantly chooses to not take accountability for their actions, and who chooses to play a game with you, you're not going to heal that way. Okay, you're gonna end up right back at square one. You're gonna end up dealing with the same nonsense, feeling it's not worth it. It really is not worth it. I express this, that people like this, they don't love people genuinely. They love the attention. They love what you can give them. They love the supply. That's what they love. They love being able to get what they want from other people. Amazingly enough, these people can get everything they want, abuse people, and it's like they go unscathed. And the reason they do is because, victims, eventually they end up falling prey to it all over again, you know? And I'm very honest and I'm very blunt, and you know that. And I'm going to say this: you are a victim when you're unaware. But once you become aware and you decide to re up with that, play with that, you're not a victim anymore. You're just an enabler. You're just an enabler. Okay? Victims are not fully conscious. They're not fully aware of what it is that's going on. You know, they're experiencing cognitive dissonance. They're going through the motions of a traumatic bond. They're dealing, they're allowing their emotions to pretty much impede on their logic. But once you become aware of what you're enduring, and you become aware of what it is that's happening in your surroundings, and you officially see everything for what it truly is, you make the choice to go back, or if you make the choice to entertain these people, or if you make the choice to play the game again, you're not a victim anymore. You're not a victim in that circumstance. You're an enabler. Okay? You can enable people subconsciously. You can enable people, you know, even though you take accountability for enabling, but you can enable people because, yeah, you know, you're not fully aware because you're gaslit, you're going through all the motions of the manipulation. But once you are fully aware, if you have a therapist, if you have other people who've gone through the motions telling you, if you have everyone in your surroundings who care about you, who want to see you heal and be happy, telling you, you're now fully aware of the circumstance. You're now fully aware, logically aware of the situation. You go back to that, you're not a victim. And you can't cry victim either. You can't cry victim and you can't sit there and be like, oh, well, you know, this happened again and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No. Because once you're fully aware of what it is that's going on and you choose to go back to that, well aware that these people are toxic, well aware that this person is a user and an abuser and a liar, you can't claim victimization. Okay? You're basically enabling, and that's just the way it is. And if that's something you choose to do, hey, I can't stop people from doing that. I really can't. But what I won't do is I won't enable enablers. I won't do that. I will not do that. And I'm not going to. I used to be an enabler. I'm no longer. I'm a recovered enabler. Okay. I'm fully recovered from that. Oh, Paris. It's at Amanda's writing it down for you, honey. I'm sorry. Yeah, I definitely want to see you guys healing. I want to see you guys healing effectively. I want to see you guys, you know, the next time tell me, hey, Eric, I broke out of this. I broke out of the trauma bond. I did what I had to do. And, you know, I'm moving on to the next steps of my life. That's what matters to me. Okay. These people are always going to be who they are. They're always going to be who they are. They're not going to change for anyone. They didn't change for you. And no matter how much love you gave them, no matter how much affection and attention and admiration, all they did was just suck it all out of you. All right. Now, not only am I full, but I'm bored with you now. Now on to the next thing. These people don't deserve you guys, man. They don't deserve you. Okay? They don't deserve you. Truth of the matter is they never did. They never did. All right? You guys deserve so much better. Way better. Way better. Okay? You can't, you know, what's good of trying to make someone, you know, your king or your queen when they're too busy still trying to get attention from the entire freaking village? It's like, no, why? Why am I going to do all of that? Don't give these people the status that they have not even earned. They haven't earned that. They haven't earned queen or king status. Messing around, putting a crown on people who are really clowns. Nah, we're good on that one, honey. We're all good on that one. You guys deserve so much more, and so much better. They want to do, you know, they want to be on that fuckery. Let them be on that fuck shit. Okay, let them be out there doing whatever it is they want to do. That low vibrational, toxic, that manipulative nonsense. Let them deal with that. You don't have to bring yourself so low. Don't diminish your value, and don't demote yourself to to accommodate people who are going to end up throwing you in the trash when everything's done anyway. And for anyone going back into those cycles, listen, they text you, they reach out to you, change your number. And if you can't change your number, block their number. Block them. Okay? Don't give them any more than you have already given them. You almost barely made it out of that situation. It doesn't make sense to go back to that. Yes, remember, Joanne says, remember, they use you until they are into the next. Yeah. They get bored easily. They get bored. You have to constantly, it's like you got to jump through hoops. You got to jump through hoops to keep these people interested. I got to jump through hoops to keep these people, to keep you interested. I got to sit here and be like, okay, now I got to do this and I got to do that and I got to do this. What? And I ain't getting paid for this either. Nah, that's too much damn work. And for me to do all this work on my own while you're sitting there just like looking at me like, what else you got? Man, listen, listen. Oh yes, one C girl. I'm a firm believer. We all reap what we sow in this life, guys. We all reap what we sow. Better believe everybody reaps what they sow. That's why they try to come back to hoover you back in. That's why they try to come to hoover you back in. Because when they get their ass kicked by karma, they try to come back to you for you to save them. Nope. Sorry. You better call on Jesus because I ain't saving nobody. I'm not saving anyone. It's not my job. It's not my job. It's not your job to save them. It's not your job to understand them. It's not your job to be there for them when they're going through something, especially when you are just now getting out of something that they put you in. No, no. Jillian, that's awesome. That's awesome. I'm glad. I'm glad you found your peace. I'm glad you found your sense of, contentment. That's all that matters. That is all that matters. Robert says every few months or years they change out of boredom or just can't settle. They're always going to be looking for the next best thing, guys. That's all they're going to do. That's all they're going to do. I don't have to tell it to I don't have to tell it to, the OGs, everybody who's already been through the discard, who's been through the motions and going through their healing. I don't have to tell it to you, but for anyone who's new to it, just know that these people will not change. They will not change. Especially you're dealing with adults who are narcissistic or have NPD. They haven't changed, and they're in their 30s, their 40s, their 50s. They're not going to change. Ain't no way they're going to change now. Cedric, peace is what you make it. Peace is what you make it. And when you make it, you will do anything to defend it. Because once you get a taste of it, you will fight anyone who tries to break it, who tries to infiltrate it. Okay? That's what peace is. Peace is not having anxiety. Peace is not sitting there contemplating suicide. Peace is not, feeling abandoned. And pardon my French, but it's not feeling abandoned by a piece of shit. A person who's a real shitty person. Okay? That's not abandonment. They did you a favor. They did you a favor. Okay? God will never abandon you. Okay? God is the one who pulled you through everything in your life, and He's never abandoned you. But we're gonna fret over people who are gonna Jones with the next person if you don't text them back in time. Man, listen, no, no. New day, new age, new year, new life, guys. It's a matter of time, Cedric. It's a matter of time. We'll get through it. All right. We will get through it. But I need you to work on your end. All right. And I need you to try on your end in order for this to work. Okay. And we'll talk more. We'll definitely talk more about it. But guys, yes, it is about that time. It is about that time. For anyone who's just now joining, I know TikTok is going to you won't be able to replay this. So if you want to catch it um, on my feed, you can find it on YouTube. I'm going to save this live to upload it to my YouTube, which is also the link is in my bio, so you can go over there. I usually post up the TikToks from here onto YouTube, so that way people have a fair chance to see what the topic of discussion was. I'm so glad that you guys were just here. I'm glad you guys were able to join and stick around. For everybody who stayed till the end, F and A, man, you're awesome. You really, really are awesome. Thank you to everybody who sent me the gifts. I appreciate you all. I really do. Just know that I do this just for the support and, of course, awareness. No strings attached. Okay, guys. Again, if you're interested in joining our group sessions, and of course, for one-on-ones, Just, if you can send me an email, I'll try my best. I'll try my best for April, guys. I'm just booked this month, but I will definitely try my best. narcsurvival101@gmail.com. All right. You can catch me also on Friday live on YouTube. I'll be 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my YouTube channel. Again, the link is in the bio. Thank you, 1C girl. Thank you so much. Lisa, I appreciate you. Joanne, Paris, Donkey Bone. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. Thank you. You guys are truly amazing people. You really, really are. You deserve so much. You really do. And I'm just so glad I could be here for you. I'm glad I could be here, and I'm glad I could bring you guys together to talk to one another, because I see you guys talking to each other. And that's a beautiful thing. That really is a beautiful thing. You guys are gonna create this new wave, and I'm just so appreciative that that I'm here with you, and we can do this. Let's do this. Let's create this wave. Let's create this awareness. Let's get the ball rolling on this. Hopefully, rolling over these mother effers. That way, we can just get on with our lives and live as peaceful as possible. Right? Absolutely. Absolutely. Keep the exactly, Robert. Yes, you're not alone. Keep the awareness going. Keep sharing the videos. Keep talking about it. Keep pushing it out there. I'm telling you, people who get irked by content like this, people who get disturbed by content like this, people who are like, oh, you got, listen, they're gonna talk all kinds of shit, right? You're gonna get all kinds of trolls. You're gonna get all kinds of people trying to come at you. The ones that are bothered by this, those are the ones that this is for. And those are the ones that have to have their timelines flooded with this. Okay? If they're not going to sit there and look at themselves, guess what? We're going to put the mirrors in front of them, and we're going to smash it in their faces. And we're going to show them what the hell it is we're talking about. All right? And we're going to let them know that, what is it? This is a revolution now. Okay? It's kind of like almost like renegades in a way. Like, like the narcissists are like the corrupt government, and we're the like the, you know, what is it called? The revolution. We're coming in with blazing, guns blazing. Let me not say that, because you guys know what I mean. You guys know what I mean. Oh, Lisa, yeah. You know why? And here's the funny thing. Somebody said it on my YouTube channel though. They were like, "Oh, you post videos like this on TikTok of all places. It's the most narcissistic platform on social media." I'm like, "No shit, asshole. That's why I'm doing it." It's not only filled with people who have gone through the motions, and people who are just trying to have fun on TikTok, and people who are just trying to make the day go by, but it's filled with narcissistic people. It's filled with the kind of people that don't want to see this content, that don't want to be bothered with it, that don't want it constantly popping up on their feed. And that's precisely why I do it. That's precisely why I do it. And if I can do it all over again, I would. I would have done it a lot sooner. I would have done it a lot sooner. Joanne, yes, the revolution. We are the Narc Survival Revolution. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do the hand, because I do the Purple Heart, right? Because the ribbon for Narcissistic Abuse Awareness, which is, guys, by the way, June 1st. June 1st is Narcissistic Abuse Awareness Day. Okay? So I'll definitely be sure to do a live that day, and make sure you get those Purple Hearts ready for it. Okay? But we're gonna annoy the shit out of a lot of people. And I'm so for it. Hi. Love you. That's my little man. I am so for it. What's in the dark comes to the light. Absolutely. And that's a Wednesday? All right. So I'll just mark that day. But June 1st, Narcissistic Abuse Awareness Day. Please be here. I will be here. And we will help, and we will talk, and we will create the voices for people who just need to be heard. Okay, guys? So, my beautiful people, my lovely, lovely, lovely survivors, thank you so much again for being here with me tonight. Thank you for being being a part of this. It means a lot to me. Your support means a lot to me. Everything. It means the world to me. Thank you. I will be back next week, Tuesday, right? I'll be back next week, Tuesday, same time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to come back, please do so. If you want to bring anyone with you, anyone who needs to hear it, please do so. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for everything. I hope you all have a beautiful night, a beautiful remainder of your week. If you want to join me on YouTube Live Friday, just go to the link in the bio and hit the subscribe button so you're notified as soon as the live stream comes on. Let's do this, guys. Let's do this. All right. Big Mama going to bed. I'm old. I'm tired, and I got to be up for work early in the morning. Have a beautiful night, guys. A beautiful week, and I will see you all next week. Love you guys. Good night.